Good morning, beautiful people. It's 16th of December, and it's -5 in England. Well, in St Helens, England, anyway. Obviously, there's places that are worse, and there's places that aren't so bad. But yeah, it's bloody freezing. This is why I've got all this on. I'm staying warm in my flat. Oh dear. My windows are terrible. They're not very good at keeping cold out. So yeah, my heating bill at the moment is absolutely terrible, so I'm having to sort of dress up nice and warm and stay tucked up in bed and things like that. But yeah, I've got to go out today into town and post a couple of things. But I wanted to actually talk about a friend of mine, Josie. I've mentioned her before. She's the one that's been having sort of like, trying to adopt and also working on herself, her only child and things like that. And something quite shocking happened to her last Sunday. A little lad got run over right in front of a shop Sunday, and she actually ran out and helped him, kept the blood, from flowing and things like that. While the ambulance turned up. Now, obviously, she was very traumatised when she got back from that incident, and I haven't really heard anything from it since then. But yesterday, she posted on Facebook that the lad's okay. The little boy's fine. He's recovering well. And Josie. She's amazing. She really is. You can ask for a nicer friend, a nicer person. Very much like me. Absolutely beautiful person. But also, she's like me as well. She wouldn't have expected herself to be able to do that sort of thing. Go and just instantly click and go and help. And we don't normally sort of like think that we can do that sort of thing. It's the same as me. I don't know how I would be in that situation. Even though I have been, maybe not in life-threatening situations, but I have been in situations where I've had to help. Had to have quick thinking and things like that. But yeah, it got me thinking actually, it's a butterfly effect, isn't it? Well, a domino effect, because I've been helping Josie with her mental health. I can't help thinking that maybe if I hadn't have helped myself with my mental health, the series of events that we've all been through, might not have even got to that stage. From what you do in the past to something that happens in the future, you don't really know the impact that you could have. I probably sound like I'm not making sense at the moment, but if I hadn't, because I've had suicidal thoughts for many years and tried to take my life for many years, and I think, right, well, if that had succeeded, I wouldn't have been around to be able to help Josie, and maybe she wouldn't have got into that frame of mind that she could go back to work, and if she hadn't have gotten back to work, she wouldn't have been there that day when that kid got knocked over. And that kid could very well have lost his life, without the quick thinking of Josie being there, And it's also the same as me. I was quite taken aback. It was just a message out of the blue on my Facebook from one of my Facebook friends. We've never actually met. I think he added me from a friend of a friend or a group that I was in or something like that. And I think we only talked a couple of times, and obviously I share my stuff on Facebook, quotes and things like that, memes and stuff and inspirational stuff that I've been through, and like I do on YouTube, just sharing my story and how I've helped myself to move on and also helped other people. And just out of the blue, this bloke, he says, Kaz, you've saved my life. And I want to thank you. And he said, 19th of December, I'm booking myself into rehab. I'm there for 6 months. And it's thanks to you, just for being who you are. You know, and I was very, very taken aback by that. I know what it's like to be in, so I'm getting emotional for him, you know. He's sort of like opened up a bit. Obviously it's toxic family and things like that, toxic situations. And he takes it out on himself, like most of us do. You know, when we have toxic family or toxic partners or toxic friends, you know, people that don't support us. And they make us feel like it's our fault, you know. And he's actually come to realise that it's not him. And his coping mechanisms are killing him. And he wants to get better, you know. Do you know, if I wasn't around to have been posting all that stuff and saying all that stuff about my own life, he might not have even been here for Christmas. You know, it does make you think about the impact, good and bad, that people have on each other. You know, a complete stranger. I didn't even know that I could help. I mean, my intentions were there to help others. But yeah, for somebody just to say, look, you've saved my life just by being you, by, you know, showing your own strength. It's quite amazing. What can happen, you know? It's butterfly effect, ripples. But yeah, you can do it the good way or you can do it the bad way. You can drag people down to the point where they have no other option to stop the pain other than to kill themselves. Or you can help people. And then in turn, along the line, they might be saving somebody else's life. Like Josie saving that boy's life. Yeah, if she wasn't there, he might not be here. It's amazing the impact that one person can have to the rest of the world. It spreads out, you know, just as quickly as COVID. So if you want to change the world, just change who you are and help the people around you, because then they'll help the people around them, and then they'll help the people around them, you know, and it goes on. We've no spirit of community. You know, we've been divided. We're supposed to, well, they've made us divided. Goes back to the Romans, divide and conquer your enemy. We've just been made into slaves to provide for all these world leaders and company owners and things, you know, the massive corporates and industries and things like that. You know, that's all we are. We're just workers for them. And they don't care about our mental illness or our individual lives or our families. It's just what they care about that's in their pocket. It's keeping their families happy, keeping them happy. You know, that kindness stops with them. You know, it's their friends and family, and that's it. Yeah, it's a bit like inbreeding in the royals. You know, blue blood. Oh, we don't share it with the commoners. You know, we can't inbreed with the commoners. It's tainting the bloodline. Well, you know what happens with bloodlines when they get tainted like that. You start having mutations, lots of health problems, genes, the same genes getting mixed into the same genes. Life's not like that. It doesn't work. Things become toxic. Things become dysfunctional in a person's body. You can also put it down to society, you know. You keep all the money in with the same people, it has a toxic effect on the rest of the world. Greed has a very toxic effect on the rest of the world. And it's about time it all changed, you know. I mean, England, we're over here at the moment. The gas prices are just horrific, you know, with everything that's going on over in Russia at the moment with Putin and the Ukraine. I mean, I try and keep my head out of it all because it really does have a bad impact on my mental health. I'm an empath, you know, it's bound to. It's you feel helpless and hopeless, you can't help. And that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to keep you in that state of panic and survival mode. So you go around just surviving. Your body shuts down in a certain way. Adrenaline pumping all the time. And it has a bad effect on your body. It has a bad effect on your mind. Because really all that's happening is your body is working to keep itself alive for that moment. You know, in the event it has to run, you know, so blood goes from certain parts of your body to the most important parts, which is your heart and your lungs, to keep your muscles you know, going if you need to run. And we're stuck in that survival mode. We're stuck hypervigilant. And that is the onset of trauma. We're constantly bombarded by traumatic stories. Traumatic this, traumatic that, oh this, that's... With all the media, in all the news. You know, everything's doom and gloom. And nobody's asking why. Why is it this bad in this day and age? You know, it really shouldn't be like this in this day and age. We've evolved so much. So what's the reasons that it is this bad? Why is there still poverty? Why is there still corruption? Why is there still greed? Why is there still all the crap that's going on? You know, starvation and... Oh, sorry, cat. Why is everything the way it is? Sorry, she just slipped off the table. So, you know, it goes down to the way society is run. That's it. How do we solve it? We stop putting all these psychotic, sociopath, narcissistic, greedy people in power that don't give a toss about people's lives. They'd rather kill people for land, oil, money, whatever, resources, than protect their population from the cold. They'd rather go and invade some other country for its resources than protect and feed and grow. You know, it's all greed. That's what it boils down to. Something needs to be done. Something really needs to be done. And the more that we actually open our eyes to this, it's just like being in an abusive, narcissistic relationship. You get told how to act, how you should act, what's right, what's wrong. And deep down you know what's right, what's wrong, and how you should act. And when you stand up to talk about it, to expose these people, you get shunned, you get told you're a liar, you get beaten up, you know. Same with governments. You get shunned, you get told you're a liar, you don't get, well, you might get beaten up, you get put in prison, you know. You lose everything. You lose your freedom, you know. That's how they take it away from you. That's how they make you stay in line to their rules. You know, somebody's got to stop. And the only people that can stop it is us, you know. And you don't have to fight back with wars. You just have to fight back with common sense and through the laws, you know. Get them where it hurts. Expose them for what they're doing. I mean, over in England, we have a domestic violence law now, you know. This is where I want to link it to how we're being treated as a society. It's just like we're in an abusive relationship. And the damage it's doing to people's mental health, as well as lives, physical lives, is killing us off, big time. And there needs to be the research done into the brains of people who actually run the countries. They need to be an empath. They need to have the ability to care about other people. And when you're a narcissist, psychopath, sociopath, you don't have that ability to care for your fellow man. How can you put people in charge like that, That is their job, to care about their fellow man. Or woman, sorry. For the equality things, we're all separated into our own little lives now, our own individualities, our own special slot, when all it is that we're human beings. Yeah, there's all these different sexes now, but when you come down to it, we're just human beings, We are a species, human species, that's it. It's you don't see in nature all these. I know this is going to be a sore topic for some people, but you don't get all these creatures in all over the world, going, well, I'm male, I'm female, well, I'm bi, I'm lesbian, I'm gay, I'm pansexual, I'm asexual. You don't get all of that. It's just the slots that we're putting ourselves into. Isolating ourselves away from the rest of the world, Well, I can't, I've got to have these opinions because I'm this sort of person, I can't change this because this is who I am, It's the same with mental illness. You get diagnosed with a mental illness, you instantly think, right, well, I'm a nutter. I'm crazy. I should be locked up in some mental hospital somewhere. No, that's not the case. Mental illness can be managed. Very much so. And there's always triggers to how your mental illness works. Yeah, there might be some biological triggers, but there's also environmental triggers. What's going on around you? Is it nurturing and triggering your mental health in a way where it's productive, where it's thoughtful, where it's loving, where it's nurturing, where it's kind? Or is it triggering you to have a response where it's negative, making you feel angry, making you frustrated, feel helpless, hopeless, bringing up a rage, Those are the things that we need to start looking at. Not the outside effects. We need to start looking at the inside effects. What does it do to us on the inside? What does it do to us on a mental level? All this in our world today. How does it affect us mentally? Because that's what's stopping us from moving forward, is being trapped in a mental state, set by other people. We need to gain back that control, just like I have through been abused throughout my life. I've gained that control back. I can think clearly. I can move forward. I can start having a life. And I can help others doing it too. And that's my choice. Yeah, I get some gratification out of it. Of course I do. I'm an empath. I also get the negative side of things. It's like if I see a friend that I can't help, I can see them, that need help and they're stuck. Or I see somebody get hurt in whatever way. I feel that pain too. So yeah, I'm going to want to help. I'm going to want to help to stop that pain in somebody else because I feel their pain too. Their pain stops, my pain stops. They feel happy, I feel happy. It's one of those. You know, I don't do it for selfish reasons. I don't do it for glory or anything like that. I do it because it makes me feel better, because I make them feel better, or help them make them feel better. You know, how can you not feel good for that? And that's what love is. You know, it is helping other people, for getting that warm fuzzy feeling. You shouldn't feel selfish for doing things like that. You know, helping others to help yourself. You know, to make you feel better. That's what it is. That's what nurturing is. And I know that there are some people that don't get that idea. They think it's very self-centered, you know, self-gratification. But it's not. It's just the human nature, or the soul's nature, to want to help. Because when you do look deep down in your soul, all those little voices that you hide away, those deep, deep voices that tell you what's right and what's wrong, and you listen to those, you know, you'll find it comes from a place of love, it comes from a place of nurturing, it comes from a place of wanting to move forward. Even if it's just that it wants love, you know, that it wants nurturing. That's what the soul wants. It's just this that takes over and says, no, you can't have that. This is how I want to think. This is what I want. I want lots of stuff, and I want to use everybody to get it in whatever way I decide. I don't care about the harm. You know, that's the thing. A lot of people don't care about the harm that they do others. Just even by the voice. You know, there's so much damage you can do when you talk to somebody, and the actions that you take, you know. But yeah, that's for other people to realise and grow into. But the sooner we do, the sooner this world gets better. Anyway, I've been going on for 22 minutes and 22 seconds. So I think I better shut up, because I need to go into town. But first I need to get dressed into my winter gear. Because, yeah, it's still -5 out there. God. It's supposed to be going down to -3 and -2, and about -1 about 2 o'clock this afternoon. And then it'll start going back up again. I'm dreading fishing on Monday. I'm beginning to think I've made a bad idea about going fishing for my birthday. But I've got myself some thermal underwear, thermal socks, thermal gloves, plenty of layers. It's supposed to be warming up a little bit than what it has been of late, so fingers crossed. It should be okay. But we shall see. I shall record it anyway and post it on here. But anyway, I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and you know, just be aware that your actions today and you being around today could have such a beautiful impact on someone months or years down the line, and help them out, you know. So yeah, keep up the good work, people. Love you all. Bye bye.